Hello, and you're watching www.thepapare.com. Today we've come to you with a very special segment with a very special person. We managed to catch up with Mr. Sanath Martis, who is a very well reputed and a prestigious coach in Sri Lanka schools rugby. He's won 6 league titles and he's taken time off his very busy schedule to speak to us. Thank you very much, Mr. Martis. Let's dive right into the questions. After 2 very successful seasons at Royal College, you've come back to St. Peter's, a school where you've achieved so many things and you're very well known at. How does it feel like to be back at Bumblebee?
Very much. Actually, leaving Royal College is first, I must say, it's very difficult decision to take because I was very close to those players. The environment is superb, then the supporting structure is very good, and also St. Peter's also same because it's well-known place to me. The people and the people were very close to me because I have been coaching. I coach St. Peter's for 7 years. That's from 2005 to 2011, and very much comfortable zone to me.
And Mr. Martis, let's go back to the reason why you left Royal College, because it did take a lot of people by surprise, the fact that you were leaving Royal College. You won 2 league titles, you won the 2 Bradbys, which is one of the most important things to a Royalist, and last season you were given a very young team and you turned them into league champions, and you left behind almost 11 players who can play this year. And we know, like you said, Royal has very good infrastructure when it comes to backing rugby. You get all the facilities you need, but why did you leave Royal College?
Because actually nothing else, because I just had a dream to coach Havelocks, and it's my hometown, and I got an opportunity to coach, have an invitation from the Havelocks. That's the number one, and also there are many reasons. Because Bradbys also, I won 3 Bradbys and I thought it's enough, and because the pressure is too much, I love to look after my family, and that type of decisions, that type of reasons made me put me to this situation. And also I thought to get a new challenge, and coaching a club and coaching a school is a new challenge. And I thought, okay, we'll try that.
It brings me to my next question. Now, Mr. Martis, when you coach a school and a club simultaneously, it's a big challenge. And what is the biggest difference that you see into the 2 institutions?
It's like this. Now, when it goes to the school season, we were all the education schools were in the off season. Now we were developing the players, physical side, or mainly physical side of it, and dealing with their injuries. And when it comes to the club, we are developing the team, like we are developing the scrums, lineouts, the units, backs and forwards, then the team play, attack and defense. When it comes to the school, we are developing the players, right? That's the different. Now after the off season, we'll go to the pre-season at St. Peter's. Then that's the time that it's not high. We are not going for high intensity training during the pre-season. Therefore, I think I can manage with my 2 assistant coaches.
When it comes to schools, it's more on player development.
Yes.
And when it comes to club rugby, it's more on player management that you are looking at.
Yes, because it's mostly dealing with players' attitudes in clubs. That's a difficult part of it, and also. I think now I have gained some experience by day, and because I have coached previously CR and CH, but didn't get that much of a good environment, and this time Havelocks has given me a better team and better environment, and I think that I can perform well.
Let's come back to schools rugby, Mr. Martis. It's a forte that you have. You've been very successful, and you've won 6 A Division League titles, which is yet to be matched by anybody else. But surprisingly for all our viewers, Mr. Martis here thinks that none of those 6 league titles are his favorites. He's told us that his favorite title that he's won so far is the B division title that he won with St. Anne's. It's very surprising, Mr. Martis. Let us know why.
Because when after I coach Isipathana in 1992, under Champika Nishantha's captaincy, Isipathana became unbeaten triple champions. Then I crossed over to St. Anne's College, Kurunegala. Then there is no player base. Only 5 players were coming for practices. They don't have the balls. They don't have anything, right? And I took about 2 years to bring the team. I just coach under 13, 40, under 16 and under 18s. Then slowly, gradually built up the division team. And first year we lost all the matches. In 2000, yes, that is in 1995. I took over the St. Anne's College in 1993. Then it took me 3 years to build up a division team, first 15 team, and became champion with all the difficulties.
That's in the B division, and you all got selected to play in the knockouts as well.
And also, it's B division in the sense we need to play good matches like Science College and Nalanda and Kerry College, St. Sylvester's. Those days, those teams have played good rugby.
And they are traditionally rugby playing schools, whereas St. Anne's College were not very much into rugby, because even when we talk about Kurunegala, it's Malayadeva that we know as the rugby playing school and not St. Anne's.
Yes, actually Malayadeva is the school that produced good players, and they have very big traditions, and setup is very good at Malayadeva, but St. Anne's were not very good with rugby, and we start very fresh with some of the old boys that helped me a lot, and not forgetting Mr. Johnston Fernando and Mr. Kishin Bhutani, and they are the one behind me at that time.
So there you go. He's a coach that loves the challenge. He's taken up the challenge, and his favorite league title was the B Division League title that he won at St. Anne's College, Kurunegala. Coming back to the players that you've developed, Mr. Martis, you've developed some pretty amazing players from schools, and you've guided them through to the nationals and the club rugby of Sri Lanka. One such name that springs to mind is Dhanushka Ranjan, who is a real marvel in the 7th circuit in Asia itself, and also players like Sandun Herat. They were from the outskirts. They came under your wing, and you developed them. How do you manage to do all that?
Because it is unfair that if I say that I built up Dhanushka and Sandun, because the credit should go to their first coaches, like we found Dhanushka from Piliyandala Central, and the Piliyandala Central were coached by Mr. Preeti Kumar and Mr. Hasanta Liyanage, and also Kurunegala was coached by late Mr. Dayaratna, and they are the one coach these players how to do the catch and pass, and they are the one gave all these players to AB of rugby. Then I just identified these players, and I made a request from these coaches. Okay, why don't you had done your part. If you give them to me, then I can put them into the next level, right? That is how they came to St. Peter's, and we helped them to get to the national level. And also, apart from, now we have mentioned only Dhanushka and Sandun. Apart from that, I have coached Champika Nishantha, who captained Sia, then Viraj Prashant and Bimal Perra, and I can say many names, right? But Dhanushka and Sandun was extraordinary. I accept that.
Absolutely, and they are the most recent stars that we've seen coming out from your wings as well. And Mr. Martis, although you've been so successful, you've won 6 league titles, like we keep on saying, you've developed some brilliant players to Sri Lanka rugby, but you do seem to attract a lot of criticism from people, and there are a lot of critics. What do you have to say about that?
because they are strengthening me. They are not critics, right? I don't call them enemies because they are the motivators in my career, right? They are the one developing me, and I don't think negatively on them. And even my thinking is, if the Lord Buddha has enemies, if the Jesus Christ has enemies, why shouldn't I have? Right? I also should have, right? And also I believe you also must have some critics, right? Then only you get some courage to get into the next level.
Absolutely, taking the negatives as a positive is a sign of a very great coach. And Mr. Martis, again, let me talk to you about some recent reports that we saw in the media. There was an initial draft of coaches that were suggested to go on a training program to New Zealand. Your name was reported that it was not included in it. Were you unhappy about that, or did you want to go embark on the journey to New Zealand?
No, I never want to go to New Zealand because I don't have time to go, right? And because if I want to go, I can easily go there because one of my good friend called Aaron Jones, who is the advocate of Canterbury, and also some of my good friends were there, and they were inviting me on regular basis, and I thought, okay, I'll go one day, right? If I want to go to New Zealand, I have been with Royal team, yeah, right, and I should have gone to New Zealand with Royal, and because I don't know how my name went into this thing, but I don't want to go to New Zealand, and because I don't have time.
Absolutely. So there you go, Mr. Martis, clearing up all the doubts. So is it right that you hadn't given a consent to use your name on these media publications that had come up?
Never, because I don't want. I don't know. Actually, I have somehow or other they have mentioned my name. I think because I have performed. Right, and some of the people thinks that okay, people who have performed should go. Right, and if the SLRFU philosophy is different, okay, that's because they are the one deciding who has to go and who has to because, and also if SLRFU will, now they have given me an opportunity to do my level 2, level 3, right, and they will also give me an opportunity in future, right, and also they have given me an opportunity to become the educator. Become an educator, and I also really enjoyed that by developing the coaches, and because and also I want to contribute something to the country.
Right, and Mr. Martis, you did speak about you encouraging your players to go play for Sri Lanka, because that's a problem we have in rugby in Sri Lanka, because when it comes to young cricketers, if you ask them what your ultimate goal is, they will tell you that it's playing for Sri Lanka national team. But if you ask a young ruggerite what the ultimate goal is, they will say to win my first 15 jersey at school. So that's a thinking that we need to change. You've been a man who's been in charge of some very strong under-20 outfits in Sri Lanka. However, it's a big challenge as a coach, because here at a school you get 1 year to work with the boys, whereas when it comes to the under-20 setup, if you're lucky, you'll get 2 months to coach them. So how do you manage that?
Yeah, it's a difficult task, and also we as coaches, we have to talk the solution, not the problem, and because that is through these courses, that is what I have learned, and also it's sometimes it's only 2 weeks, right, and. But I really enjoyed it because I really want to beat Hong Kong, and still I have failed that target and never achieved that. And one day I want to beat Hong Kong, and because we have beat Korea in 2010 at Thailand, we thrashed them and lost to Japan by 98 points after that, and also most of the time somehow or other, when I was the coach, we became at least second or third in the tournament, because I really enjoyed that Sri Lanka under-20 thing, because it's we are producing the players to the country, and enjoyed it.
Brilliant. So that is such a brilliant goal to have, to make sure that he beats Hong Kong, and Hong Kong has always been our Achilles heel. Well, let it be under 20, men's, women's, sevens,
Yes.
15s, they've always been our Achilles heel, and we really do hope that you finally do achieve your goal of beating Hong Kong. Mr. Martis, now you are a World Rugby accredited educator of the game. From your starting point of coaching up to now, what are the challenges you face? Take us through your journey of coaching.
It's very nice. It's very nice to say that because we have come, we came to this level from nowhere. Because we don't have that comfort, we didn't have the internet facility of those days, we didn't have the Satenta, we didn't have the rugby is not globalized in that era, and we don't know how many levels of coaching at that particular time. People were going abroad and coming and telling us, I had done level 10. Oh my goodness me, level 10. Oh, now we know. Because some of the guys were saying, this is how we are doing, this is how we are. And I never got that opportunity, and we have come very long way, and it's nothing else, it's commitment. It's really commitment, because we had the passion to the game, and that is how I came to this level.
Brilliant. And Mr. Martis, apart from being a world educator, you started giving back to the game. You are one of the people who are involved in training the next generation of coaches. So what is the message that you have to give the next generation of coaches, anybody who's interested in taking up coaching in Sri Lanka?
Because what I noticed was, most of the coaches were just coming and participating in the level 1, and they only thinking about the certificate. But after the course, when they were going out of the room, right, if we do the review, nothing in their mind, right, and because the commitment is not there. And my humble request is to all the coaches, please go through the course again, right, because we are only delivering the syllabus, and because rugby is like big sea, right, day to day it's changing, it's keep on changing, and you have to be on the spot to grab that, absorb the new things. And my request is to those young coaches, you commit yourself, don't just come into the field without a plan, and always you plan your sessions, and your end of the session you think, you do a self reflection whether you have done a good job, and because you are dealing with the kids, and that is the future of our Sri Lankan rugby, and we all should get together and produce good players. To produce good players, we have to produce good coaches. The quality coaching is big part of the developing players, and my advice is to all the coaches, commit yourself.
So there you go, commitment plays a very big role, and this man here is a testament to that commitment that he's placed in his coaching, where he has developed so many brilliant championship sides. Mr. Martis, before we let you go, one last question. What plans for Havelock Sports Club, and what plans for St. Peter's this year?
Actually, I hate losing, and I am really working hard to achieve something extra special.
Alright, so there you go, a little bit of a hint. He wants to be crowned as the A Division Club Rugby winning coach, and also A Division Schools Rugby winning coach this come at the end of the season. So good luck, Mr. Martis. We all know that you're very much capable of doing so, and we wish you all the very best and look forward to meeting you very soon.
Thank you, Darshan. Thank you very much to ThePapare.com.
Brilliant. To all our viewers, do stay tuned with us. We will bring you some great insights on everything that is rugby in Sri Lanka.